Whoop booty.
Ad break. Oh my God, yes. 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 Yes.
I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish you would. I wish, I wish, I, I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish, I wish you, I wish, I wish you would. I wish. Did you forget them towers in New York? Did you forget how it made you feel?
I we.
True. Hello, everybody. Hello. I have one of those pimple stickers on my forehead. It's like juicy and ripe up there. Ooh, it's gross looking. Hello, everybody. Hello, twitch.tv. Hello, YouTube. Hello, kick.com. And hello, X. Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. Not a star one? I can't afford those star ones. Those star ones are expensive. I had one. This was just a piece of like Elmer's glue. I just put some Elmer's glue on it and let it dry. I can't afford actual stickers. If anyone wants to send me stickers, ! P.O. Box. I accept anything there that isn't trash. Feeling less sick? A little bit, yeah. A little bit. I just haven't slept well, but blah, blah, blah. I'm doing okay. I've just been, that like antsy stage of sick where every time I go to do something, I just don't feel good.
43.
And like, that's such a lame reason to not, you know, to not do anything. Is just like, my tummy hurt. Hello, friends. I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing okay. I missed Thursday's stream. Damn, you missed one for the ages. You missed one for the ages. We brought back the most requested stream event. It was a lot of fun. If you haven't yet, go check out the VOD. I had a lot of fun doing that. Big claps to our friend Yeb. Hurdy tummies are valid. Well, thank you for saying that. I feel validated now. Fair and valid reason? Yeah, it's just literally like a, my tummy hurt. My tummy hurt. It was the best. Hello. It was so much fun. I had a lot of fun. But the only regret I have is that I didn't make all 5 drinks. And I knew, well, I made 5 drinks because I forgot about accounting for the Long Island iced tea the long way. I forgot about that. I forgot about that one. Because the whole point, like, I started the stream making Demerara syrup, never made the drink using Demerara. Love that. Love that. Legendary stream, all the drinks look so yummy, including the homies' drinks on Discord. Right? No, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that everybody had a good time with the bartending stream. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun to do. And now I have a plethora of booze. And the problem doing these bartending streams is like, cool, I have a bunch of stuff for tiki drinks, right? But now I can't do a tiki bartending stream again. I mean, I can, but like, you know, I don't like to do the same thing twice. I don't like to do the same thing on repeat all over. It's hard. That's why I have a hard time playing video games on stream that aren't like some kind of roguelike or a fun one and done gambling stream. Because I just have a hard time doing the same thing again, you know? Save those recipes for a date night. Please do. Please do. I believe I have... I think the bartending channel is still up. I have like all of the recipes in there from the last time I've done them. That sounds so cool. I hate I missed it. It was great. The turnout was amazing. I felt like everyone had a lot of fun. It was by wide and away, like I think like all metrics and everything, one of the best streams I've had of the year. So that was a lot of fun. It's hard to make the Long Island the long way without SpongeBob, Pregnant Mr. Krabs, and Plankton, Meatwad, Human Scentadog, and Lost. Well, that's fair. First time tuning into Booty Bar. There's nothing more satisfying than listening to someone talking or doing something they're highly passionate, knowledgeable about. Well, hey, let's go, man. Well, I'm glad you're here now because I'm passionate about comedy. And so let's talk about comedy. It starts with the omnipresent ha, the insinuation and the invitation to a joke, which then proceeds down by the light chuckle. Finally, before it turns into a guffaw, a release of tension, and then finally you arrive at the ha-ha. That's just science, SpongeBob. Man, is it just me or is everybody dealing? Maybe it's like the outside external forces that we don't need to get into, but like I just feel like my body has been so tense. My jaw has been tense. Like my head has been hurting. My stomach has been hurting. I feel like my legs have just been noodles. You know what I mean? I just feel like I feel like I've been very tense. Does anyone else feel that way? I mean, obviously, with, you know, American feelings aside, I just feel tense, if that makes sense. And I know I'm not the only one who feels like this, but I feel, I've only, over the last, like, yesterday, really, it was kind of just, like, apparent that I'm just, like, I just feel tense. Like, my back, my shoulders, my neck, my pussy, and my crack, like, every part of me just feels like I'm just, like, waiting for like something to happen. I don't know why. I just feel sick. I feel nauseous. I feel tense. Everything kind of just hurts. 9/11 always gets me like that.
Did you forget them towers in New York? Did you forget how it made you feel to see them towers come down? Were you like me? Did you think it weren't real?
Haven't been able to shake that something bad is going to happen for 2 weeks now, right? Right? I think it's just the release of the Spider-Man set has gotten me so tense. Like, something bad's going to happen when Spider-Man releases, you know? Hi, Flashy Kicks. I hope you're having a good day, homie. I've had COVID the past week, so it's been extra rough. Fuck, dude. I just got a letter saying to get a COVID vaccine for this year. But, like, every time I've searched it, no place around me has one. So I don't understand what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh my God, there's been so many things today. First of all, oh, Sean, oh, Kaun, thank you for the 27 months, 3 babies of time. 3 babies of time. That's crazy, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 27 months. Eureka, maybe. 13 months. 13 months. 13 months. 13 months. 13 months.
I wish you. I wish.
Girl Modder Sephiroth, thank you for the 43 months. You know, that reminds me. Thank you for the 43 months. Tier 2, by the way. 43 months, tier 2. The Onis with 23 months.
Spicy.
I've got to stop using these. I have to stop using these. This is not the play. This is not the play. I don't need a studio audience. Or do I? See, it's a switch up. I need to stop. Onis, thank you for the 23 months. Parketh with 38 months too? What the frick? Also, hey, I'm Ripple. Chickadee with a knife, thank you for the follows. And Mint Grelly. Mint Drelly? Is it Mint Drelly? I'm going to say Mint Drelly. Thank you so much, homies. What the F? Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the resubs. Thank you for all the support.
Are you ready for a miracle?
Ready as I can be. Ready as I can be, Captain.
Are you ready?
Are you ready, Captain? Are you ready? Hey everybody, thanks for being here on this fine Saturday. There's a lot of places you can be in real life on a Saturday. There's a lot of places you could be at your mobile device, your internet device, your console device. There's a lot of things you can be watching on the internet. There's a lot of streaming services. There's infinite entertainment out there. And the fact that in the infinity, you are here right now on whatever streaming platform you choose, watching along at home. Thank you so much for being here. I sincerely appreciate all of you. Thank you for the support. Thank you, most importantly, for just your attention and tuning into this dumb little show here. I appreciate y'all so much. I hope y'all are having a wonderful Saturday. Hope we can make it just a little bit better. My tummy may hurt, but my feelings aren't. Thank you all for being here. That copy paste did not work, Mr. Mustache. We all saw it. We all saw it. You can't vanish. You can't. Actually, I think mods on Kick, I think you can, like, delete your own words. Like on Twitch, a broadcaster can't delete their own messages. By accident, I deleted my own messages on Kick. I think you could just delete your own message. Here I was trying to turn the echo on.
I wish
Nearly knocked over my bottle of Malort all over my keyboard and mixer. They hate this one trick. I need to change up where this one button is. I have one button on one Stream Deck that just drives me crazy every time I need it. I need to move it. I'm moving it right now. I'm putting you over here. Okay, good. Oh my god, this is going to change everything, guys. This is going to change everything. Not the Malort. Don't worry, the Malort's still alive. Malort's still alive. Mick Moo, thank you for the follow on Kick You All. And Hooligan, thank you for the follow on Twitch. What the F? Thank you, everybody. How's everyone's weekend's been going? How's everyone's weekend's been going? Anyone do anything fun to start your weekend? Mr. Mustache, didn't you say you have a long weekend? Don't you have a weekend the long way, my homie? I hope you're able to relax a little bit. Bail money?
Bail money for if you get caught doing crimes.
Well, now I gotta commit a crime. I don't know. What's a good crime in California? What's the largest knife you can own in California? Like what's the is it the no bigger than your index finger or something? What kind of crime should we commit? No arson. I don't want to hurt any animals. Like what's a harmless crime this day and age? I don't want to do anything with weapons. Too politically hot right now. Peeing outside is sex offender list. We can't do that. Tax fraud? No, that hits too close to home. No. For the IRS watching, I am not. What? What are we talking about again? Sorry, I lost my train of thought thinking about all my fraud I'm committing. Anything about 3.5? That's probably right. That's probably right. Speeding ticket? No, that endangers others. I have gotten speeding tickets, but like intentionally speeding to get a ticket is like, that's like that's like the people who street race on other streaming sites and do bad things. I've been slapping your stickers on the back of road signs. Is that vandalism? No, that's fundalism. That's fundalism. Carlos told me to watch you, the better streamer, I guess. What does that mean? Did you go into his chat and say, tell me what you said in Carlos. I can go to Carlos's chat right now. If Carlos is live, I'm going to end your whole career. Hold on. Crown of Bees. If they got timed out, hold on. User Crown of Bees. My brother and Christ were like all mods in each other's chats. Banned. Oh, well, you know what's ironic is that unfortunately, you should go and watch Carlos. He's the better streamer. You should watch Carlos. He's the better streamer. I love a good self-report. Watch whoever you want. Don't be a fucking asshole. Carlos is a better streamer. Go watch him. And what? That's like the dumb, and the funniest thing now, I don't allow people that are banned to watch my stream. I don't allow people that are banned to watch my stream, at least on Twitch, right? I mean, there's other platforms. So like, The worst thing you could do is just be like, oh my God, you two are both live. Who am I supposed to watch? That's a you problem, dog. That's an inside thought. Oh, that's a double rip bozo. There you go. That's the funny thing is that like we're all mods in each other's streams or VIPs that can just search other users. I go to Carlos's chat, one message in Carlos's chat, and then the mod action just says banned like 1 minute ago. Too funny. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. First message is wild. Same in here. I mean, have they had other messages in this chat too? Hold on. User crown of bees. 5 messages in my chat. That's funny. That's funny. You hate to see it. 5 messages in my chat. You hate to see it. Silly goose behavior. Absolute silly goose behavior. Silly goosery is what that is. Silly goosery. That's like just the most... It's just the most, like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I already had to switch my stream times around so much because everyone just is streaming when I'm live that, like, the worst thing you could do is tell me when other people are live. Also, hold on. I've severely glossed over the fact that O'Regan, I went straight into what crime I should commit. O'Regan gave $50, and I don't think I celebrated that enough. Now, as just a reminder to anyone viewing on a streaming platform, I in no way, shape, or form am taking a drink because someone gave me money. This is of my own volition, and I just feel so happy. Oh, Regan, thank you for the $50. Thank you for all the follows coming in, guys. I don't know what it is. Over the last, like, week or two now, my follows have gone up to, like, 20 to 30 follows a stream. I don't know what's happening right now, but I just thank you, everybody. I feel like the only thing I can equate it to is that I was featured in a lot of like just webby things very, very quickly on YouTube and on stream. Like, and I'm just surprised. I don't know how more people just keep finding me. It just feels weird. New time and lack of bots. Honestly fair. Honestly fair. We're saturated Saturday. Yeah, I mean, I've just had the same stream schedule and those are the days. I'm not changing my days ever. Oh, Regan, thank you for the $50. Holy shit. Yeah, oh, big piffy doinks, dude. Big piffy doinks. Thanks for the follow. Big piffy doinks out in Amish, dude. Big piffy doinks, dude. Lord physically pains me, but more power to you, good gen. What the fuck? Why is that emote so big? What? How does it, why is the emote so big? And why is mine so little? What's the difference between these two things? What's the difference between, why was that so, why is K-Robot so big? Wait. Oh, it's gigantified. Oh. Oh. Wait, you could pay bits? How much are the bits for the gigantic emotes? Why don't I get to, how much is a bit? Oh no, it is. It's 60. I have it set to 69 bits. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, bro, that's so sick. Thank you for the 69 bits. I wish I could see that. I wish I could see that. That's so crazy. I mean, that's fun. Thank you for the 69 bits. Yeah, please keep gigantifying your emotes. Oh, I did this thing? That's awesome. No, so this is when Twitch turned on. I remember what this was. This is their power-ups. There's stream power-ups where you can activate like that. You can do message effects. But like I don't even know what that is. The first time I've actually seen it show on chat on stream. So this is like a new, I haven't had this kind of setup in chat for a while. And even on my, because usually I always just have this chat, which I don't think would ever do like a gigantic emote. I know there's like another like plugin effect to have it like pop up somewhere, but I kind of, old frogs, I used to have a lot of pop-ups on my stream to like cover me. I had a screaming sun that lasted for like 42 seconds or something like that. I had a channel point that was just an excuse to show Empire Strikes Back, Han being frozen in carbonite. Like, I had a lot. What does this do? Is that the message effects? Is that what the message effects looks like? It says try effect. What does that mean? I can't tell what it does. It just, oh, I see it now. I see it now. Okay, I had to go to this. What the fuck? What does try effect mean? Choose an effect? Whoa. Whoa. Select emote party. That's what that means? Oh, Jesus Christ. I love that. I love that. That's so fun. It's a fancy highlight. It's a fancy highlight. This is what my chat looks like, though. This is what my chat looks like, though. The third one is set to $100. On-screen celebration. Yeah, because I don't know what this means. I don't know what this... I remember when all of these came out, and it felt very... I don't know. It felt all very forced in a way. These are fine for me, I guess. This one was like, I didn't want anyone to do it. I think this was the most I was allowed to charge. I was like, I don't need anyone to do this. It makes it rain emojis, but like, I don't have any of that set up on my stream. I don't think, unless it only shows on the Twitch end, because in OBS, I would never see that. I had that one set because I didn't want anyone to pay for it. Yeah, I don't even see it. Like, you guys are looking at exactly what I see. This is my one now my OBS is on my top monitor, as opposed to it being like on my bottom one. OBS is on my top monitor here. And this is what I see. I don't even get to see most things. So it's like something that, like, I would see it up here. But that's the thing. All it says in my chat, like, look at this. This says, hold on. In this one, it says this, which in my mind, this symbol is the channel point emote. Like, this symbol here is the channel point emote. Like, this is what it shows when it says someone redeems a kiss. Hold on. Do I have one somewhere up here? Send a kiss. See? So, like, this is a channel point, and this is the emote for it. But then all the way down here, this Gigantifying emote is paid for with bits. Yeah, they're the same symbol. So that's why for this, I just thought it was like a channel point thing, like a highlight a message or a send a kiss. I had no idea. I had no idea. We see a redeem with points too, but a little different. But that's the thing. So like my redeems, they show up here, but I don't see the bits of people. Is there shortened sponsor overlays? Filter. Yeah, I don't see any redemption. Yeah, there's no. I don't have any setting for showing those, I guess. How do I use my Microsoft points? Just buy me things. Buy me things. How many Microsoft points do you got? Buy me something. Buy me Borderlands 4 with your Microsoft points. I was like looking into Borderlands 4. I just have such a big... Oh, I have so much to talk about. I don't need to get distracted on tangents again. Borderlands 4 came out. I love Borderlands. Borderlands 1 and 2 are some of my favorite concepts of games ever. I just love mindless looter shooters with just get loot, small upgrades, the Diablo 2 effect, right? Like, I just love doing the same thing over and over and over, mob farming for like the slightest number increase. I love that dopamine fix. Never played Borderlands 3 other than maybe like a couple minutes, and I played it on mute, and then I was just getting bored. I'm excited to play Borderlands 4. Have any of you, has anyone here played it? Has anyone, I've been just slowly playing Silksong, so like I don't need no new flashy game to distract me. My plan with Borderlands games is always, well, it was for a while, like Borderlands to me was like Civ, where I just become patient, I wait like 2 years, and then I get everything all at once for like half the price of the base game. And I just checked Borderlands, it's like $70? Is it $70 or like $80 for the game? It's no longer like a $50 or $60. It was like $70 or $80 when I saw it. And not only that, the thing that stopped me from wanting to ever pay full price was they had, I shit you not, day one story mission and character pack DLC day one that was like $40 or $50. That was like $40 or $50 for 2 characters and story missions. I was losing my mind. I was losing my fucking mind that I was like, oh, I want to play Borderlands 4. And they know that it's like, well, I want to be able to play all of them. Even if I could only play one character, I want the option to. It would have been like $110 for just everything that they came out. And I don't even spend $110 on myself usually. Like, I have no idea. I realized the reason I hated other Borderlands because I would get dragged around by my level 1 max level friends. That's a big portion of it. And like the least fun part of a Borderlands game is probably the first like 2 or 3 hours. And that's always what I feel I've played the most of. Maybe it like goes hand in hand, but every time it's like, cool, I played the game for the first time. It's so fun. I want to try a new character. Oh my God. The first 4 hours of the game when you only have one weapon unlock slot and it's just like the most boring boss fight of all time. And then finally, after a few hours of playing, you're like, okay, the game opens up. I could do things now. I'm solo playing Borderlands 4 now and loving it. I really loved playing Borderlands solo. I played the first one solo predominantly, and I played the second one solo for a large portion of it until I got Borderlands 2 on PC, I think, and then was playing online. But Xbox 360, I only had ever played Borderlands solo. Had the time of my life. Realize the reason I hated I'm solo playing, right? I never buy full price. I wait until a review comes out. Yeah, I'm waiting until a bunch of patches come out. I just am a sucker. I love Borderlands games. Just like if there was a Gears of War that wasn't the first Gears of War being remade for the 1000th time brokenly, I would pick up a Gears of War trilogy set in a heartbeat. Like, I just want it, bro. They're smoking some serious crack. Super Deluxe is $130. That's what I was just saying. The base game is like $70 or $80. Then they want like an additional. The thing that threw me over the edge was like, I always have a FOMO when it comes to that. And you establish that there's $100 of DLC on day one when the game releases. I won't buy your game. Like, I'm gonna wait until that $100 of DLC is bundled into a game, and it doesn't cost that much. I don't want no part of that shit. Hold on. I before I speak out my ass, how is new and trending top sellers? Obviously, Borderlands 4, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, here. Like, this is crazy. This is fucking crazy, dude. I don't care who you are. But it's like, okay, $70 for Borderlands 4. That's fine. $105 for DLC. The recommended is a $50 addition to your $70 game. Like, how is that okay? How is that okay? Oh, and it's like, oh, well, then it's $10 cheaper just to get the deluxe edition. Oh, but that doesn't include the thing that gives you the thing. Like, the only thing that I care about, that I think most people care about, is the, like, the character pack. Not the order. I don't give a fuck about cosmetics. In a first-person shooter, I don't give a fuck about cosmetics. I don't care. Weapon, don't care. Ornate, I don't care. It's this Vault Hunter pack. This one here, that's $50 day one DLC. This isn't even the game. This isn't even the game, dog. This is what is crazy to me of how something like both what just came out too. Silk Song was $20, $30, not even. Like, you could get 2 games that will last you hundreds of dollars for not just like their full price. You could buy so many full price good games for the cost of 1 DLC. This is crazy. 50 bones for not even a game, but here's where they get you. So inside of this is the story pack. That's right. You get an entirely new story region and DLC story mission packs and all of this. That's the first one. That comes next year. Inside of this, 2 new playable Vault Hunters, 2 new story packs, 2 new map regions. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is fucking crazy. How are you charging $70 for a game, and then on top of that, you're like, oh, we also made a bunch of stuff on release day that we're not giving you. Like, to me, it's like DLC is, things after the game launches. to come out with to release a game and be like, oh, and it's $50 for the rest of it. This is insane. Like, I went from Borderlands 4 would have just been like an instant buy because I just want a game like this and I would just want to play it while it's new and forget about it, right? Like, I would pay $60 for a Borderlands, play it, never touch it for 3 years, buy all of the DLC in 3 years, 4 years for like $20 and call it a day. But the fact that it's $70 and then there's a $50 DLC for characters and stories, this is nuts. This is fucking nuts. This is insane. I am so blown away at how this went from like just like with Tron. The Tron Ares went from an instant I'm in the theaters to Jared Leto, Mr. Beast. It went from instant buy to $70. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to pay that, but I guess. And then when I'm like, well, what's in all these editions? Oh my God, there's $105 in DLC. So putting this all together is like $175 if you just bought this and then wanted the DLC for later. So now all of a sudden, 175, 130, I guess sounds. This is crazy. This is crazy. Night Rain was like $50, all DLC included. It is not worth it. They have to be able to afford a CEO pay bump once they do all their layoffs. This is, I can't. The thing is too, I've been watching a bunch of people play Borderlands 4. It looks fun. It looks fun. I don't want to even remotely think about Borderlands 4. I'm just so grossed out by like, yeah, sure, I get AAA studio, blah, blah, blah. But like, one, Borderlands 3 wasn't a success at all. It was a fucking flop. So then to charge more money for a game like this is ridiculous. Every game is going to be compared to Silksong's $20 for me. That's the thing. I put in, I think, maybe nothing crazy, because Silksong and Hollow Knight, by that regard, all Dark Souls type Metroidvania games with like, you lose progress and you go back to a point on death and have to go back. Whenever I die in a way that I'm just like frustrated at myself, I turn the game off and the next time I play, I go back to get my stuff and continue along. I don't have the merit, the chutzpah, that gamer energy to push through heartache like that. Instead of getting like angry or upset, I'm just like, Alt F4, move on with my life. But then Silksong has been like that. I think I played 4 hours in about like 8 sessions of like 40 minutes apiece, where I go in, I play, I do this, I die. I'm like, well, that sounds like fun for the next time. But just the thought of running back and taking 10 minutes just to get where I was to like die again, I'm like, I'll try again tomorrow. I hate it. Most games I'll grind a boss for hours. It doesn't happen when I like die and I was at a bench, like a rest bench close to where I was. But in this case, it was like I beat a boss. I'm exploring a new territory. I forget where. I just did like the first fire zone. I just got my thing to like float and go up a ventilation shaft, and I just beat whatever that was. I'm bad with names. And then I went on to the next area. I made it for a while with no bench and I died. And then I have to go all the way back through like a region and a half. I'm like, I'm going to pick this up tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Yeah, well, not playing this. I get so frustrated. Dark Souls and Elden Ring did that to me, and just get frustrated and quit and rage. That's it. And it's not like I rage out and I'm like, this game is stupid. I'm like, that was my mistake. And I just don't want to. I would rather spend 15 minutes doing a run in Binding of Isaac than like 15 minutes of running back to where I was in a game like that. However, Silksong has been so much fun. Just like with Hollow Knight, playing it at my own pace, just figuring everything out as I go, looking nothing up and just exploring and doing what I want. It's a perfect game. It's a perfect game. It's like, oh, well, I could go up or I could go right. Today I go 4 hours and I just go right. The next day I'm like, why did I not go up? I go up and have a whole nother day of just like exploring stuff. Like, I love games like that. I love it. They're frustrating, but it never feels unfair, at least where I'm at now. It's like, the game is so technical. It is so technical. The fact that the tutorial levels have like combo jumps and down it's nuts. It's a very special rage, a very personal rage. It's more at yourself than at the game. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. There are some moments though where like, I will say it is unfair in certain regards to teach you certain mechanics. Like the first time that you encounter just like the floor pedestals that are traps, Like, fuck me if that's not a got you. And if you didn't heal yourself because you're like, well, I don't see anything, I don't need to use my thread, and you get hit by a trap and die, those things are the cheapest excuse for life, but I will always now look at the floor everywhere I'm going. Every time I find a new area or secret area, I'm not quitting till I found everything in there. My habits go back to like Super Nintendo levels and like Castlevania, where if there's a block on the screen that I can access with an attack, I'm going to make sure that I touch the vicinity of squares around every single room that I'm in. It's compulsive, but it is so satisfying just to like jump around and listen for the sound of something that should that be there? Was that the right sound? I'm just getting to Hollow Knight. It's so much fun, frustrating at times, but so fun. I'm a big fan. And like, to me, that's not a stream game, because same with like, I don't know, Elden Ring or Dark Souls maybe, because I'm not super god gamer, but I'm tenacious. Like, I think I beat Elden Ring for the first time like a year after it came out, because I was just getting so frustrated that I would just like put it down instead of like grinding for hours. I'm like, today's not my day. I'm not feeling it today. Metroid was like that, yeah. And like I love the like Castlevanias and Metroidvania, or Castlevania and Metroid. I love those games. I love them on Game Boys. I love them on Super Nintendos. Hollow Knight satisfied that itch so much. I love the Shovel Knight too for a while when that game was out. So many secrets. Love how hidden the secrets were in the first Zelda, Mario 2, right? That's how to describe me. I'm not inherently good, but I have the mental to grind. I feel certain games about that. Yeah, like that's why I just love lately in my time with gaming, I want to play some deep, rich narrative experience. I just don't like the tutorial stages of any games. I think I've been stuck playing Persona 5 for like a month and a half now, because I can't play more than an hour without it just being so handholdy and teaching me things that I just lose interest. Like, if it's just like, oh, cool, I'm finally, oh, okay, nope, I have to go to this place. Okay, yep. Tell me how to, okay, a menu's popping up, close out of that. Oh, a new mechanic, okay. Okay, I just want to play a game without having to deal with a game telling me about itself. When games insist upon themselves. Elden Ring, I literally did everything before the DLC, then never played the DLC. The DLC, I haven't touched. Man, the DLC, what was it? Shadow of the Erd Tree was tuned so far in a direction that I did not enjoy in video game design, and everyone can say get good and whatever, but like, again, if I struggle on something for multiple weeks in a row and I'm just at a hard stuck, even with, there was no, like, because even with other bosses, like, I could see a gradual progress. Like, oh, I memorized this attack. Oh my God, it is a second phase. What do I do? Shadow of the Erd Tree, the final boss, just was so remotely just not fun for me. I never beat it. And then I know they like but like it put such a bad taste in my mouth. As opposed to Elden Ring and most Dark Soul games, I'm like, I can push through it because like I see the light at the end of the tunnel. But with this, it was just weeks of like frustration. Then I just uninstalled it and didn't care. Like Elden Ring, I've beaten everything, and I just, my one save file, I don't care about PvP, so my soul level was as high as I could. I just wanted to kill everything on every new game, and then I just explored every part of that map. I wanted my map to look like when you look up a map online where just the whole thing is covered. That's all I wanted. Forced 20-minute tutorial. I long for a game with a 20-minute tutorial. My problem is just with like RPGs, heaven forbid a game like Pokemon. Jesus Christ, it's been out for 20, 30 years at this point, 40 years at this point. Who even knows? And Pokemon drives me crazy where it's like, now this is a Pokeball. We're going to show someone of how to catch it. First hit your... games like that where they're so ubiquitous with how to play, I can't deal with it. I cannot deal with it. I like difficult games that are fair. When games are unfair and take cheap shots, it's not for me. Yeah, no, absolutely. Silksong's tutorial is a 40-hour game of Hollow Knight, right? No, they start you off fast. They start you off fast in Silksong with just like the necessity of like combos and bouncing off heads, and like they don't even teach you about countering. You just have to know. I was so mad when I found all that out. I felt wrinkles materialize on my forehead as you said that. Ah, yes. Yes. Chat, do you think it would be fun to get Botox on one side of your face and see what happens? I learned how to parry from spamming attack and panic, right? I learned that because like my go-to method in all these games is just to like do a jumping like dive down attack. You see Pokemon is making Pal World but worse. I haven't seen or been invested in anything Pokemon for probably 20 years. The only thing that has piqued my interest in Pokemon in the last 20 years was new Pokemon Snap. And then I played and beat it in about like an hour and a half, and that was the last I thought about it. Pokemon to me has gotten so fucking stale. I loved Pal World when it dropped, and then I was like, I'm just going to wait till more's released for it. Never touched it in like 2 years. However long it's been. Pal World was a lot of fun, but it never had like a longevity thing, and I haven't touched it in years. Why do people call it Pal World and not Animal Crossing? What? I just want to play Gold and Black 2 on repeat for forever. Right? I have been interested in Cobblemon. I've been watching a lot more people play Cobblemon, and I don't know, like a concept like that intrigues me. I like different things within Pokemon now than Pokemon anything mainline game. Excited for the new Tomodachi Life. I was never big into Tomodachi Life. Even on because it was on 3DS, right? Yeah, the one on 3DS, I think. I was never a big fan of that. The only like I played Harvest Moon when I was a kid. I loved Harvest Moon. My one of my friends had it on Super Nintendo. And then Harvest Moon was one of those games that was like on a constant rotation of playing on emulators. Like Harvest Moon on ZSNES in the computer lab was like, that was peak. The new game is not Pal World at all. It's more Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing if they're talking about Pokopia. Take me back to Harvest Moon 64. The Story of Seasons games I played on 3DS? DS? The spiritual successor to the Harvest Moon, the same devs made the Story of Seasons. That was a lot of fun. What's Cobblemon? It's a Pokemon mod into Minecraft. So it's Minecraft with all of the Pokemon in voxels, and then you could capture them and train them and things. I mean, check out Cassette Beats. I did. That game, it's a few years old now. Isn't it dead again? But no, I have checked out Cassette Beats. I have checked out Cassette Beats. The whole, like, the whole capturing monster thing and then battling them, I don't know. I think I just grew up with it too much. There was a severe oversaturation of, like, Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Rancher, Tamagotchis, the muscle head games. There were just like so many things that like I feel like I just took a step away from it for a while. I mean, there was so many Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dungeon Dice Masters. There was so what was there was like Bakugan. There was like so many, the Yokai Watch. I just always feel so what was that really shitty Rick and Morty one that came out too? Do you remember when everyone was going crazy for that over, was it COVID? Everyone was playing like the Rick and Morty Pokemon app where you caught a bunch of different Mortys. Remember when people were obsessed with that? If you like crafting games, you should check out Bitcraft. What kind of crafting game? Because typically I don't like survival crafting games. Games like Rust or Valheim or I don't know what the other ones. Pocket Mortys, that was it. Yeah, Pocket Morty. Pokemon Go, no, that was like pre-COVID COVID. Dragon Quest Monsters, I feel like that's a newer one. But yeah. Yeah, Pocket Mortys, yeah, that thing was like everywhere. Isn't Bitcraft just Diet Minecraft? Is Bitcraft a Minecraft mod? I don't really care for Minecraft mods. Like all the crazy heavy ones that were used where you have like programming, where there's like chemistry sets and things, like all of that is a little That's a little too much for me. I don't really care for that. Is that a real crystal koozie? No, this is a Yeti. This is a Yeti can cooler with a crystal sticker on it. I'm alerted. I just checked. I have 540 hours of Stardew Valley. I mean, more farming simulators. I mean, Story of Seasons was always fun. Have you ever played Rune Factory? Rune Factory is basically like if Stardew Valley had a more action focus on it, where you go to caves and fight things in between, like your farming sim. Like Rune Factory, I remember being pretty fun. I think it's Rune Factory 4. Maybe there's a 5 now. I have not to look it up. I remember I had Rune Factory. I think 4 was on the 3DS. There's probably a new one because that was like probably a decade plus ago now. Yeah, I used to play Rune Factory a decent amount. I say that I don't like those kind of games, and I feel like I used to play a lot when they were on like a handheld. Back in like college, I had so much more time of just having a 3DS on me or a DS on me or something. My life is a farming simulator. Farmer Pichu, what do you do for a living? Rune Factor 5 went full 3D, but 4 looks like my jam. I played 4. I think that one was on 3D. That was on the 3DS. That my concept of what's on a DS and a 3DS are very hard to be distinguished. Baby Bell Mini Originals should be free to restore world peace. They're free to. Do they need my blessing? Do they need my blessing? Is that what it is? Oh my! It was a 3DS game, but also on Steam. Oh fuck yeah! Oh fuck yeah! Get it on Steam. Rune Factory 4 went hard. It has like the whole same thing as like Stardew and Harvest Moon. There's romancing. There's action. There's I forget if it's farming or a shop. But basically you go to the caves at night to farm. You send out like you hire like wait, is it the one I'm thinking of, or am I sending? There's one where you hire like heroes and champions, like kind of like a roguelike, where you hire people that then you go into the caves to get loot that then you bring back. I think it's a store? Wait, I think I'm confusing two separate games. right now. It's farming and a shop. Okay, maybe you do both. What do they call this? Jepson's Malort. Oh my god. Wow. Rune Factory 4, you sell out the front of your room. Yeah, so I don't think you have a farm actually in Rune Factory, if I'm remembering now. Reciteer, is that the one I'm thinking of too? The Reciteer and Item Shop RPG? Darkest Dungeon? No. Reciteer is such a good game. I love Reciteer. That was like one of the oldest Steam games I have too. Hold on, let me see when I owned that game. Reciteer. I have too many things. I have too many games in Steam. Reciteer. It doesn't say when how do I find out when something was put in my account? I guess you can't really, huh? I guess there's no way to see like when I got it. Buy my statue. The only complaint I have about Reciteer is its repetitive sounds. Chat, do you guys play games with like sounds on for the most part? It takes a very special kind of game for me to... Sounds and things annoy me lately. I thought you said Cuisineer? Like a Cuisinart? Yes, always, like with sounds in games. I feel like I have to turn... Every time I open a game, I turn the master volume down to like 4 or 5. Otherwise, it's just too loud. It's just too loud for the most part. But like... A lot of times, like, the only thing I'll leave sometimes is, like, maybe sound effects so I can hear stuff. Depends on the game. A lot of modern games, I keep quiet, play my own music. That's fair. That's fair. Glad the bartending stream went well. Thank you, Caribou. Only when the sound actually kind of helps, right? There's certain games where it definitely does help a lot. Obi-Bong Kenobi, thank you for the follow. Eco87, thank you for the follow as well. Depends. I like playing my music for some games, usually multiplayer games. It depends. Like, I feel like I had the worst experience with Cyberpunk. Anytime the little like radio came on in my head, it just made me angry and I would turn off the radio instantly. I don't think I listened to a single song in Cyberpunk because they all just sounded the same. Every single music track was just and I was just like, no, it's 3 a.m. I don't want this music. Play a lot of stuff where the music gets repetitive quick, so I turn it off, right? I turn off the radio in every vehicle. Yeah, I usually have like some kind of like YouTube video playing or some TV show just in the background as white noise. Lately, I need to switch it up because for the past couple of weeks, I've just had King of the Hill on loop. Ever since the new season came out, I'm like, well, that was okay. I just feel like watching all of King of the Hill. So now I'm starting to see the same episode like repeated in a shuffle format. I'm like, all right, time to put on a new show in the background. Now I'm just kind of at a loss because I'm just like, King of the Hill is such like a comfy show to do while playing anything. But no, I don't really have like anything I'm playing. I started Silksong because I've just been waiting for something to come out that I want to play a lot of. I haven't really had anything that's like grasping my attention heavily. I don't know about y'all. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now, where in the heck? Free mode games, I usually have YouTube or my music. Like CS2 are silent. Games like Halo multiplayer music, or I've been replaying all the Spyros, trying to 100% them. That's my music or podcast time. Ale and Tail keeps me coming back here. Ale and Tail. What's Ale and Tail? Just got an old PS4, so I'm catching up in the last decade of games I missed. What's on the PS4 specifically to catch up on games? I mean, unless you have like PlayStation Plus that has like hundreds of games to go through. But even on PlayStation Plus, like I'm out of things to play. I played like the 5 things only on PlayStation I've never had a chance to play. And now I'm like, Metal Gear Solid 4. I haven't played a Metal Gear Solid since 2? 2, maybe 3? 2 is on PlayStation 2, right? Or is that 3? Which one was the one on PlayStation 2? Which is I think that was 2. Was 2 still on PlayStation? That was the last Metal Gear Solid I played. I played the ones on PS2. 2 and 3. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I played 3. Couldn't tell you anything about 3, though. Every time I go to play a Metal Gear Solid game, I just lose all interest almost immediately, you know? I don't know what it is. 4 was on the PS3. That explains it. I never had a PS3. Yeah. I haven't played since the original Metal Gear. I didn't really like the original Metal Gear Solid. The first one was just annoying. The second one on PS2 was like, I remember there was a demo for Metal Gear Solid 2 on, was it the Zone of Enders? Was it Zone of Enders on PS2 that had the demo for Metal Gear Solid on it? Because Zone of Enders was like my favorite game. Zone of Enders was like my favorite game for a long time on PlayStation. And it was, I'm pretty sure because I just had that game, my cousin, I think, bought it for the Metal Gear Solid demo. And then he didn't care about Zone of Enders. So once Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, I just was over at his house. He's like, I don't need this anymore. And I played through Zone of Enders at the perfect age where it was like the coolest story I've ever heard. That's what my friend did. I was like, Zone of Enders is one of my favorite series, only based on the first one for PlayStation 2 and the Game Boy Advance game. I put hundreds hundreds of hours in Game Boy Advance's Zone of Enders, The Fist of Mars. That got me... I played that game through vacations, through bus trips. I played so much Zone of Enders on Game Boy Advance. That combat system was one of my favorite things I've ever seen. I don't know how I played it as a kid. You're like wandering around with a D-pad moving a crosshair. I was so good as a kid. I've tried to replay it as an adult. It's like impossible. I don't know how my hand-eye coordination was that good as a child. Mech games are fun. Armored Core and Mech Warrior are lit. I played a lot of Mech Warrior. My dad was a Mech Warrior fan, so I had Mech Warrior on like CD-ROMs on like Windows 98 or Windows 97, Windows 95. Like I played a Mech Warrior game that had like almost FMV graphics to it at times. I played so much of that. I played so much of that. I still remember the cheat codes of like Enola Gay and Fat Man for like dropping nukes on the enemy team. I played a lot of Mech Warrior. It was like Mech Warrior, like, what was it, 2049 or something, whatever the thing was. Loved it. Loved it. What is it, Gunplage? No, Zone of Enders was like... the first, so the games have all been kind of different. The first one on PlayStation 2 was like fast-paced, flying around with jets, like in space, shooting missiles, dodging lasers, shooting guns with like a sword. It was like Devil May Cry in space, I guess. Like it was like very fast-paced with super combos and things. The Game Boy Advance one was like a tactics game where like it was like grid-based, like a tactics turn-based thing with like upgrades and weapon parts and attack upgrades and things with a really good story. They were like the PlayStation game and the Game Boy Advance game were like the most opposite ends of gameplay spectrum. One was like super reflex action adventure based with like lock on targets and freeform 3D flying. And the other was like sprite based like tactics. Chrome Hounds on Xbox 360. That game went so hard. Am I crazy or was that one of like the OG launch titles? Not like a launch title, but like, didn't Chrome Hounds come out right at the release of the 360? I remember I played a lot of that with my friends. Maple Story. I stopped playing Maple Story after my account got super banned for using like cheat engine hacks on it. I played Maple Story to like try and make real money by hacking into it and doing like item vacs and then like selling the stuff in the shop to get cool things. And then my account got banned on Maple Story and never played it again. I wasn't rich enough to get a, what was that one too? Excuse me. God, I'm gaseous. I have the hiccups. It was a Ragnarok Online. I had a friend whose parents paid for a Ragnarok Online subscription for them, and I was always so jealous. I would go to their house and play it because it looked so cool. The sprite work on Ragnarok Online was so cool. I was always so jealous that my parents would, and thankfully never paid like the $15 a month for Ragnarok Online. Modern Warfare 4 Mercs just had a DLC for the clan invasion. My friend and I have been enjoying that a lot. We love the Battletech universe. I don't know what... Oh, Mech Warrior 4. Mech Warrior. I see MW, I think Modern Warfare. I'm like, you lost me after Modern Warfare 2. Mech Warrior 4 Mercs had a DLC. I haven't been able to get into a Mech Warrior game. Am I crazy or were they all not good? Like, I don't know anything about new Mech Warrior games. I miss old, like, fun mech combat games. I'm such a sucker for them. I used to play a lot of the Gundam ones too, but Gundam games versus how I imagine Gundams fighting always is so opposite. The best Gundam game of all time was Gundam Battle Assault 2, like the PlayStation fighting game. That was the best Gundam game. You can't prove me wrong. Because the regular Gundam games, Gundam fights are so fucking slow and methodical, I never really cared. Armored Core went hard, but as a kid, I hated Armored Core because the controls were so fucking balls ass and I didn't have a degree in engineering to understand them. Armored Core wasn't fun until I was an adult that had dexterity. Playing Armored Core as a kid was the most confusing thing in the fucking world, you know? I had a similar situation. A buddy's parents paid for City of Heroes and I loved to play that at his place. I never played those City of Heroes or what was the other... I never got into too many like online MMOs. I remember I played EverQuest. And I played WoW before any expansion, I played WoW with my friends. Um, it wasn't original EverQuest either. It was like, I forget which one it was. 4, 5. Does my shirt have silver thread? I don't think so. I think it's just like, it looks silver on camera, which is kind of dope. Look up Armored Core PS2 grip to see how people play it. Dude, it was like the fucking crazy claw grips, even worse than normal. Armored Core 6 controls have gotten way less convoluted, right? I remember the Armored Core PS2 grip. Playing Armored Core, you had to do like, you had to be on like the craziest fucking setup just to do all of the fucking things. Like, I can't even imagine. Chrome Hounds though? No, I said Chrome Hounds was a lot of fun. Guild Wars 1 and 2. I had a buddy that was big into Guild Wars 1. That tried to get I was in high school, I think, when Guild Wars 2 came out. He was trying to get everybody into it, and we just couldn't. MMOs are my preference because I was a lonely lad. I don't know if others are in the boat. I didn't really play MMOs because I never had, like, steady internet or money for subscriptions. So, like, the MMOs I played would be, like, free. Like, I consider Adventure Quest to be an MMO. I loved Adventure Quest. Like, Neopets was my MMO. I did play WoW, and then I played through Burning Crusade, and then Lich King came out, and then I never played it again. Lich King came out like when I was in college, and I just never had time. With the sticks on the back with better access to shoulder buttons, is that what it was? Was it playing like this? Was it playing like this with the sticks on the bottom? I can't even imagine. How do you... Because, like, this was how you moved in Armored Core. This was how you moved in Armored Core, was with, like, your triggers. So people were crazy, dude. Played a free-to-play Korean MMO freshman year of college, and that was it. The first, like, I mean, besides something like Maple Story and, like, Ragnarok Online, the first, like, big... I have never paid for any kind of... I grew up where my money was like so held close to my chest for dear life that like I never really bought DLC with like Microsoft points. I was never big into that racket. So like by the time I got around to like Korean MMOs, I'm like, well, this is a lost cause. I was huge when it first came to the States. Half of the content was missing. Half of all that you needed to like spend a bunch of money. I played so much Dungeon Fighter Online. DFO, I know it's had like a big rework and there was like a resurgence for a while, but like the original release of Dungeon Fighter Online was I was hooked on that for a good probably year. And then I feel like I just had done everything beyond like PvP stuff, could never get back into it. But I just remember playing, there was what was it? The gunner class with like, you would just stand off to the side of the screen with just a Gatling gun, throwing robots on the ground and just doing like a summoner build was just goofy. Having like a buff female monk just like running in and kicking ass. I remember there's like a swordsman that you could like cut out their eyes to make them like a blood asura and just like doing all these. That game was fucking amazing, dude. I played so much of that. And then I hit a wall where it was like, well, you need to keep spending money to play. And I went, well, uninstall. Thank you. Thank you for playing. Made a good choice in WoW. Played BC and Lich King in college. That's why I dropped out. See, I stopped. I just hated college. To this day, college blows my mind of like, I have enough credit hours for someone with like 2 degrees, basically. I think I technically never graduated, but I went to college for 4.5 years. I completed every single tract in my major's program, sparing graduate degrees level things, right? In a multitude of things. But I think I failed English 101 like 7 times, 8 times. Not because I was dumb, because I just stopped going to class and doing bullshit. The reason I don't have a degree in theater is because of gen eds that like made me go crazy because I wasn't allowed to test out of them. And like, I don't care. Like I was in a playwriting festival. I had a play that was selected to go to a national stage to be performed. I had awards in poetry. I was a published author in a multitude of fields, both in playwriting and poetry and in print for newspapers, like editorial. And yet I wasn't allowed to test out of English 101. So I'm not allowed to have a degree because I told they were like, well, we don't know if you can write a compare and contrast essay. Meanwhile, I have literal awards for writing. And it's like, that's great, but a bachelor degree means you jump through those hoops. Right, but do you see what I'm saying? I had 155 credit hours with no degree because I didn't want to do my gen eds. So like, sure, a bachelor's degree means you jump through those hoops, but a bachelor's degree should also signify that you went through 4.5 years of hell. Like, that's the thing. I went for a theater degree. I went for a theater degree in like outside of NYU. The furthest east that you could go from NYU was in Illinois for a degree in like musical theater. There's plenty when you go more west in St. Louis and all that fun stuff in LA, but unless you went to NYU, the closest you could get for a degree in theater that I had was where I went. So although saying go to a better school, whatever. I went for theater. The whole reason I went to the school was for theater. I did a theater degree there. Did the playwriting, acting, directing, stagecraft, which was like set building. I did the makeup design course. I did the costume design course, and I did the set design course, and I did the lighting design course. I did all of those. I was a TA for dialect classes. I was a TA for directing classes, and I was a TA for acting classes my senior year. So the university paid me to help teach. I was the graphic designer for the entire program of theater and dance. So I made all the posters and programs for 18 shows a semester. I didn't, what's a gen ed? General education. So with degrees in America, even when you declare a major and a minor, you still are required to complete a certain amount of things. The problem was the school I went to is possibly one of the worst schools in the state and the country. So like, for example, to get into this was like the backup of the backup schools that people would usually go to. People don't go there to gain a masterful general education. Sure, it's fine, right? There's worse schools. But like, I went to the school with a theater degree in mind. Like I had it doesn't matter what your high school things were. Like a mandatory math class. Good thing you said that because I tested out of all the math classes. I wasn't allowed to take a math class for credit because I was good at math. So I couldn't take a math class. So you had to have required English classes. You had to have a required math and science comprehensive education. And you had to have like a bunch of just like bullshit things. Math and science and history and stuff that isn't in your major. Yes. So I knew what I wanted to do. The school said it doesn't matter. You have to take this class. So in high school, I had already like published, like I was in like a published author, right? Like I had editorials, I was in a poetry collection, I was in a bunch of things, right? So like for them to say, here's what you need to do in order to get a degree. You need to go to the library, mandatory, at 7:30 in the morning and have an 80-year-old person teach you how to use a research library that I used in high school to get, like, you see what I'm coming from? Like, I'm preaching to the choir here. This is why I hate universities and schools, and it's a scam. Because like you could go for a very, very subsect of like incredibly niche learning that like if I were to take out my degree and not make money from that, that's fine. My problem is I paid all that money to not even be able to get a degree to prove someone. Like it just was so far beneath me that I don't care. It was so far beneath me, I just didn't care. EBSCO host. Yeah, dude. Like part of to get English 101, you had to, outside of class, go to a library and log hours like a science lab, researching things that had no pertinence on anything else. It was mind-boggling to me where it was, you know, I was doing 18, 20-hour credit semesters, and like my English class was requiring like 7 hours of outside, like English 101. Like this was a class where every week you had to write like a 5-page paper on just nothing and it didn't matter. And it was so mind-blowingly a waste of time, and it still is to think about a mind-blowing waste of time to like prove that I can search something on a website that will not be available in my adult life. Like, how many times in your adult life outside of a job that pays for it have you ever had to compile a compare and contrast essay using scientific research data points using EBSCOhost? Like, I get the fundamentals of teaching critical thinking, but like to make it a requirement for a theater degree it still is just blowing my mind that I am still multiple tens of thousands of dollars in debt without a degree because as a published playwright, an award-winning playwright, a published author, I haven't proven to the university that had a minimum of a 14 on an ACT to be accepted, by the way. I believe it was 13, or basically you filled out your name on the ACT, you were allowed to go to this school. No idea what EBSCO is. It's basically it's a think Google, but for research papers in scientific journals. Do you still write poetry? Not too much, no. It doesn't pay bills. I would love to hear booty poems. That was one of my channel point rewards when I first started streaming, was I would write a custom poem for you. The pointless write about an important moment in your life papers, give me lab reports all day. It just became so like unapproachably like just waste of time. Like most of school, like that was, I think, the biggest disillusion was in high school. They were like, in college, you're not going to have homework. You either know the material and you don't. And so I was so excited, and I show up for college like thinking like it's not going to be a bunch of busy work. It's just going to be testing you if you know the material. And that was the biggest lie. The biggest thing in college that like was the biggest waste of time was like attendance. I think every class I failed in college was because of attendance. Because like it would be a matter of like and most people are like, okay, well, what does that mean? So it would be like you miss one class, that's your only one you get. Doesn't matter if you're sick, doesn't matter for anything. You miss one class, that's your one. You miss 2 classes, you get a B. You miss 3 classes, you get a C. You miss 4 classes, you just basically get an F. Like 60% of the degree was just showing up, and I didn't want to do it. Because like it was a waste of fucking time, dude. And most people asking what I was doing, I was busy every single day. I was in a minimum of like 4 or 5 shows a semester. I was directing, I was playwriting, I was doing outside things for my degree, because my theater degree encompassed outside of class stuff, right? So like from 5 p.m. to about 10 p.m. every night, I was in a theater doing rehearsals, being in meetings, doing tech crew, all sorts of stuff for the entire semester and year. So like I wouldn't even be able to start on a homework until like midnight. And then my classes were at like 6 in the morning to 5 p.m. And it was just a nonstop barrage of like a million things to do. And when it came down to, am I going to write a 5-page paper comparing and contrasting like 2 things like jaywalking and murder, which is worse? Or am I going to have to memorize my lines, do an entire comprehensive makeup chart, memorize my tap routine because I was also in dance. That was a part of my things. Then I had to memorize and do a whole choreographed routine, meet up with people outside for scene studies, have a whole thing. Like there was so much, and the teachers did not care. They were just like, well, I'm actually here for theater, so I didn't care about your degree at 7 in the morning. College was a place of higher learning. The teachers wanted to be there. The students wanted to be there. It was like high school with more drama warmed over. I mean, I did a lot of theater. So I was in the theater classes my whole life. And then I would have to go to a gen ed, and it would be just such a night and day difference. Because again, the gen ed classes were for like, not normies, but I was like there for theater. I was there to do a theater degree. And the kids that were going to this school, unfortunately, a lot of them, it was like their backup fail-safe. They had to go to a school. They just didn't get, like, their ACTs, their scores, their GPAs were too low to go to the state schools with all their other sports friends. So they went to this school because it was like the only one that would accept them. Like when I told my counselor where I was going, he said, why? My counselor literally said, why? You had a 34 in your ACT. Why are you going here? What are you doing? You're ruining your life. He wanted me to spend like $200,000 a year on student loans. I went to the school I did because it was the cheapest in-state school. Like, get out of here. I was told I was going to get chosen as top student in my major. I slept through too many classes senior year. That was the thing. Like, my degree suffered because I did my homework. I did projects. I just didn't go to class. And attendance was like literally having attendance be more than 50% of your grade as an adult just sucks. It's like, fuck you. I did the work. I know the knowledge. Why do I not get an A? Oh, that's right. Even if you got 100% but didn't show up to 3 classes in a semester, you instantly just got a C. So like at that point, once I missed like 2 or 3 classes, I just would stop going because it literally didn't matter. Like if you missed 3 classes and then even if you got straight A's on every report, assignment, homework, test, the best grade you could get is a C. And it's like, I'm good. I'm good. It wasn't about knowledge. It was just about going and doing it, even if you don't want to, which is like, I'm paying to be here. I had the opposite problem where I refused to do homework. Yeah, it's so dumb. What's the point of ACTs? Depending on where you live, in the United States, schools are divided between needing an SAT or an ACT. I don't know if that still exists. I haven't had to do this for like 20 years now. I only learned like 5 years ago that kids haven't been taught cursive since I was in school, basically. I learned that kids today in school don't have like typing or keyboarding classes because it doesn't matter. The teacher has to be there, so they punish us by having to be there too. The teacher isn't punished for being there. Half of them have tenure. All the teachers that taught me had like tenure and they didn't give a fuck because they couldn't get fired. That was the point of it. It's so dumb. But ACTs where I were from, like no school that I applied to needed an SAT. To me, that's like an East Coast thing. ACTs were like schools in the Midwest. I'm high-key still mad the dean admitted I was top of the class, but I didn't fillet them enough at 8 a.m. I had A's in all my computer science classes and the other science electives I took. All my gen ed classes were full fails and I dropped out. Yeah, that's exactly it. So like my senior year, I left my senior year and I moved to Colorado because I had done all of the theater classes I could. In the 4 years I went to the school, I had done all of the theater like track. There was nothing left. I couldn't do play. I had done playwriting, directing, acting, both tracks of acting, like costume design, makeup design. I did all of the classes offered for the degree that I wanted. I had 140 plus credit hours. I was close to 150 credit hours completed, right? And it was just like, yeah, you're doing the math right. In 4 years, I was doing 18 to 20 credit hours semesters. Normally full-time is like 12. Like 12 to 15 is like very full-time. I was doing 18 to 20 credit hour semesters. I had 140 plus, like on my transcript, it was for 4 years for 140 completed hours, 0 degree because I don't do gen eds. Like I have like a full degree. Most master's degrees are like 120, 110, 120 credit hours to graduate. I had 140. I had like an entire another semester of college under my belt. No degree. I'm just done. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. Do we get to know what college this was? I don't say it because I don't want people looking me up. Already, like, you don't understand. Most people, like, I get that it's somewhat harmless. I will never say anything about my personal life because the unfortunate reality is even though I am what I would consider to be a very small streamer in the pond of issues, I feel like most people my size are able to celebrate having a community. Like I would love to be able to celebrate things and have people know more about me. But what I've found especially is that my guard is so far up because the amount of things that I can't even talk about on stream because it only adds fuel to the fire. But like in the grand scheme of things, I am a very small streamer with a strong connection to a much larger streamer where I have a very large shared audience with that. And unfortunately, that means that just from the exposure of being near someone big, people won't leave me alone like that. Like I tend to push it away and not talk about it, like I said, because it gives more fuel to the fire. But like the most top searched things about me are trying to find out like my real name and find real information, find where I went to things. So like, you know, again, it's most things like if someone wants to dig deep enough, they can find anything about anyone, right? But just like I've been very protective of it because I unfortunately know that there is a small subsect of people that it's just like the people that decided to cheat on our last game show on Wubby's stream where like the chat effect had no bearing on the leaderboard and some people still will cheat for recognition. People still will just like attempt to find out information about you for whatever reason. They can't just end it at me being a silly little person in space. And yeah, it's scary. It frankly is very scary. That's hella creepy. It's very scary. It's very parasocial, but like, that's the thing. I feel most people like my size don't have to worry about that. Like, I know that no one, I feel like that watches me on this stream would concern themselves with that. It's whenever I'm on another person's stream that I feel it gets exacerbated because even if like 1% of people watching, you know, say Wubby when I'm on there are bad eggs, 1% is still 100 people. You know, even a tenth of 1% is still 10 people. Like if you were to imagine like an auditorium, right, that fills an audience, 10 people can do a lot of damage, right? Individually coordinated, 10 people can do a lot of things. So like even a tenth of 1% of an audience that I'm exposed to, 10% of 14,000. 10% of 14,000 is 1,400. Oh God, I am off by a zero. No, 1% is 140. And a tenth of 1% would then be 14. Wait, I'm factoring in like when I'm on his stream and there's like 14,000 people. 10% is 1,400, 1% is 140. A tenth of 1% is 14. The parasocial really getting, it's always been bad, but it's something that, yeah, I don't know. It's something that like, you know, when I first came to San Diego, I was dealing with it from a third party thing of like fielding the things that would be directed usually towards like, you know, Wubby. And that would be, it would make me uncomfortable because, you know, like I'm directly affected by the things that people would weirdly send him. But now that I've been, you know, here for 3.5 years and I've been around on his streams and my stream has been growing, people do come out of the woodwork just to be like creepily searching you, you know? And like, if you like, you know, if you like on Google, like I type in Bootyswagga and the autofill things are like, not when does Booty stream? How do I find where Booty's live? Bootyswagga, fun things that they've said. It's like, what is Bootyswagga's real name? Where did he go to school? Show me Bootyswagga's real name. Like, it's just so, in my mind, I'm such a small streamer that when someone searches my name, it should be like, cool, like, who's Bootyswagga? Not, Bootyswagga, give me social security and credit card numbers. I watched an Andre, relatively small in the space. Last night, his offline VOD was telling him pure vitriol, and this guy's profile is connected to his YouTube shooting. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff. Google, show me this guy's balls, unironically. Yeah, it's very creepy. That's what I mean. And like, I always hate talking about it because it only ever leads to more negative than good, right? Like, it's a Barbra Streisand effect in that sense. A reverse Barbra Streisand where you talk about something bad, so it's just going to get worse. But no, it is a very real thing. And where I feel most creators, and I don't know, I don't talk to many creators. I don't really collab heavily ever. How much to shave off the iconic mustache? $20,000 right now. $20,000, I'll shave it live on stream. Links right down below. PayPal works. Didn't say which currency, American dollars. Yeah, 20,000 American dollars. Remember being like, I want to reach people and be known when I was younger. Now, fuck no. it is like, you know, it's a blessing and a curse, but I feel, yeah, I don't know. I just feel with someone whose community is isolated within themselves, of someone of my size, 100 people average, 150 people average, you know, like, I just feel like the community is more able to be like, let's hang out and just engage in this fun world that we're in, right? And like, you know, that's where I definitely feel like I want to be, but the reality is like it's the just the close proximity you have to someone larger. Like I can't even imagine what it's like just to be like friends or like in an entourage of someone more famous, you know? Like celebrity by association. I don't even want to use the word celebrity by association. I'm still nobody, right? But like I feel that there are negative aspects when I don't even feel like I get the perks of it, you know? Like, that's a lot of people. Imagine that many people in your house right now. Sure. Where's my $20,000? And here I'm trying to Google the copy pasta from that guy that got banned for saying you should cut your hair, right? You consider that May wanted to give you a foot rub and steal one kidney? I didn't. Which comes first, the kidney stealing or the foot rub? That determines my answer. If you shaved your stash, you'd be like one of those babies that doesn't recognize their dad. So you can see me without my stash. I've had a mustache for like, I would say a total of probably maybe 3 or 4 years of my life. And I'm 35. The mustache is like, I even get confused when I see a mustache. The mustache has been here since I went to Australia now, probably like 2 years ago. I think that was when I brought the mustache back because I got a mullet and then I just let the mustache stay with a handlebar. And then I've just kept the mullet because I've had the mustache. It's a chicken and an egg situation. I have the mustache because I have the mullet, and I have the mullet because I have the mustache. But like when I first was on Wubby's stream for the checkers thing, I didn't have a mustache. My first while of stream, I had a mustache and I didn't. Basically, it was whenever I would get sick, I would shave the mustache because my nose would get so raw and burny. I just wanted to lather it in Vaseline. And then I just wouldn't have a mustache, then I just let it grow back. But for the past like 2 years, I just haven't shaved it because I feel like my stream and image now has become mullet and mustache. Foot rub to make you think you did a good job. Okay, good. I keep telling my wife she's just seen me once without my beard stash. She says no 100% of the time. I can't grow a beard. But like the mustache just is nice. I don't know. I have big, beautiful lips. So it's not like I'm trying to hide like a phantom lip or anything. Like I got big, beautiful lips. Thinking of doing a hardcore mullet for F1 Austin? Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Like super blunt bangs, hardcore mullet. Like super blunt, hardcore bangs. My problem with the mustache, because it was in my mouth all the time, I watched a video that changed it. Right now I'm a little bit, I need to shave a little more. But someone taught me a trick online. You take a comb and you lift it. And it's hard to see now, but you take the clippers and you clip the ones right above the right above your lip. It's a little scraggly right now, but I'll take the clippers underneath and shave all of this underbrush. And that tends to what gets like really, really wet when I'm sipping. Most of this top stuff, because like when you put a cup there, it's really just this under stuff that then gets wet, I found. So whenever I do like a shave, I'll line it all up. Then I flip it with like a comb, and then I just like line up my lip. I just and just shave the underside. It really doesn't change any like upper length, but it just gets rid of like the little wetness. Tip sounds life-changing. Right along the Cupid's bow. Exactly. Never heard that one. I've been obsessed with it because I was like, I've never grown a mustache until like 10 years ago. I think I let a mustache grow for the first time, and I'm like, oh, that's fun. I've always been the opinion that blonde people shouldn't have mustaches, and like Hulk Hogan was maybe the exception to the rule. And then I grew like a big gross like handlebar mustache, and it was so gross. I'm like, okay, you could be gross with it and weird with it. And now I've just kept the mustache because it goes to show all of my emotes don't feature a mustache at all. Like, I've drawn all of my emotes. None of them have a mustache. Do you have to trim close to your nostrils? I have some hairs growing up and making me sneeze. Nose trimmer. But no, I take like the little guard. I do like a line like here, just a quick like to get all stragglers here, and then I like shave there, but then I have a nose trimmer, and then I just trim my nose. Because I have the same thing. If I feel something in my nose, I have to like rip it out, including hairs. I rip nose hairs out like no one's business. But I just use a nose trimmer whenever they get too long. But just don't go too deep. Do not make it into like a Mines of Moria situation. Don't dig too greedily and too deep. The worst feeling in the world is the first time you use a nose trimmer and you think, wow, that sound is fun. I'm going to get it all. Because then when you touch your nose, the sharp, blunt nose hairs will nonstop make you sneeze and like bleed. It's just scratching inside your nose. It's awful. Not from my nose, from my mustache. Well, that sounds like your mustache hairs are too long. Like, no one needs long mustache hairs. It's about like a body of it. You don't need long ones. Trim those shits. Because like a mustache hair up here doesn't need to go down. The hair that's here starts in the middle. Like the one up here should go to like maybe half and like blend it down. If you have a hair that flips up, then you either need like mustache wax or take a comb and train your hair to go down. Because I have incredibly curly hair. Like you need to like take a comb and train your mustache of which way to make the hairs grow. Like people touching their mustache and like doing this isn't just because it's a force of habit. You need to like train your hair to grow a certain way too. Then you can't twirl your mustache. Well, that's a whole different thing you're going for. But if you need to twirl your mustache, the hair should not be long up here getting in your nose. Mustache hair is like here. Because then you, I mean, I don't even have hair and you could still twirl this, but then you just need mustache wax. If I reference the mustache from the Tower Records documentary, does anyone know what I mean? It's the most glorious stash. So like anyone can like, I mean, I don't even have wax. You just need a little bit of hair not shaved close. And you can have a nice little... Hogan's stash works because of his hot dog colored skin provides contrast, right? I'm going to need to see you in a sexy cop outfit for Halloween. I think I already have my Halloween outfit planned. As soon as this goddamn Mulligans video uploads, whenever this goddamn Mulligans video uploads, you'll be able to see my Halloween costume. I think I already talked a friend into doing a duo costume with me. What are you twirling your mustache for? Are you planning to tie to the train tracks? I've got a stash of wax. Well, there you go. Just take a little grease from up there, a little grease down here, and voila. Wow. Evil booty twirling mustache arc? Yes. So it's Earthbite. Can't wait to watch it. It's been so long since Magic. We've filmed this thing, not to out any... we filmed it like a month and a week ago. I think we filmed the episode like the first week of August. Maybe the second week of August. It's been like a month. Every day I'm waiting for it to come out eagerly because I'm so excited for you all to see it. How did you all feel about the mustache tattoos hipster girls, not just hipster girls, back in the 2010s? It was just as cringe then as it is now. I'm clean. I got no mustache, monocle, raised eyebrow, holds up spork. I never was aboard that train. I knew plenty of people that had them. My favorite one of them all, he still uses it to this day for like a lot of his Instagram art posts. One of my buddies that I bartended with, I love this dude to death. He had like googly eyes tattooed on his hands so he can just talk all the time. And it was like an eye here so he can draw on like eyebrows for however the emotion needed to be. That to me is like the perfect amount. Because that never dies. Finger mustache, old and lame. Handman puppet talking. I mean, that's just that's evergreen, baby. We're going to gender swap Rex and Starla from Napoleon Dynamite. We're doing a Halloween in New Orleans. Now the military is going to be there. I don't think we should. I don't think you should gender swap where the military is right now. You may get caught up in a crossfire. But that sounds amazing.
I'm Rex from Rex Kwon-Do. You think I could land a dime like this? Starla don't come cheap.
I forget everything that he says, but I love Rex. Rex Kwon Do? Did they ever say his last name?
I'm Rex from Rex Kwon Do.
Dancing girl forearm tattoo, Petunia? Make Petunia dance?
You wouldn't want a roundhouse kick from these bad boys. Go on. Go on. Try and hit me. Because I go home to Starla at night. Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
Yeah, dude, he kills it. Digging the shirt king? Thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. I've been trying to up my style game lately. Still keep the black V-necks, the staple, but adding a simple button up over top. That way it shows that I've gauged. Nah, forget about it. Forget about it.
Because I go home to Starla at night.
I always thought the Starla situation was the same thing that they did in Home Alone, where they got like a boy to dress up like a girl because they felt bad asking for like, I don't want to say an ugly woman, but Starla definitely had features about her that I would equate to, where do I go with this? Rex is a lucky man. Rex is a lucky man.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. Rule number 1 of Rex Kwon Do.
Unconventional attractiveness. There it is. There it is. Starla has a fit for radio, you know? Kip ended up winning. I don't know. Buzz, your girlfriend. Woof. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Are there other examples of that? Is that a TV trope of dressing a boy as a girl so they can call him ugly? My stepmom built like Starla. Damn. Is your dad named Rex? Has he got a sweet pair of America pants? What's he rocking? What's he rocking? Napoleon. I think Starla was an American gladiator. Was she? I'm looking that up. Hold on. When a man loves a woman. Starla. Napoleon Dynamite. I gotta know. Where did Starla come from? Starla's Rex Rife. She's portrayed by Carmen Brady. Uncle Rico attempts to sell breast augmentation to her. Carmen Brady. Okay, who's Carmen Brady? Having nearly 60 years in the health and fitness industry, I have an abundance of knowledge. Oh, she has her own website.
You think I go home to that every night?
Okay. Uh-huh. What if her certifications isn't being in Napoleon Dynamite? Okay, she has her phone number there. Let's not use her phone number. That's crazy. Hubba. Oh, calm down, Rex. But Fitzy, that's a great costume idea. I love that idea. Gender bent Rex and Starla, that's a great costume. I don't want to be rude. All right, Starla, get it, girl. I mean, if she was big in the 70s, that means she's now like 50 years plus, so she's probably like 60 or 70 now. Crazy. Starla. What a deep cut, Fitzy. What a deep cut. Rex and Starla from Napoleon Dynamite. What a deep cut. That's pretty good. I like it. That's wild. Hold on. Yeah. Bruh, this API is balls. Has anyone else been having trouble with YouTube lately? Not in the sense of like viewership or anything. YouTube has been like broken and stuttering. Every time I like click a link, it just won't open now. I've tried clearing my cache, I've tried restarting everything, and I know it's not the internet. I mean, it could be the internet, but it's specifically just YouTube will just die. It would have been great. Are you still going to go to Nolan's, but just not do that costume then? Because if you're going to New Orleans with the military, you want to fit in, you guys should do a gender bent president and first lady for Halloween. I would love to see you take on Melania Fitzy. I'd love to see your take on that. Just fit right in, you know? Just slip under the covers with it. The actor who played Uncle Rico was a vegetarian. When he's eating steak, you see he's spitting it out into his napkin. I love that for the craft. It is so funny of how I've known plenty of people that were like vegetarian that have eaten or taken bites of meat just for like films and stuff. Could be the ad block war. My YouTube fucks up every week because of that. I don't think so. Because I run like a different type of ad blocker than just like uBlock or something. I figured I'm the kind of white I don't need to worry about it much. That's true. That's true. I can't bear to see Fitz as Melania way too sexy for the internet. I'm just saying. Chat, what canceled celebrity do you think deserves a comeback? Don't answer that. So I have a bunch of those questions still from that this or that game we were playing. The Battle Royale chat question game. And I was just trying to think of so many funny inflammatory things. It was between, who are my top two? I think my top two, it was, hold on. It was, Ellen DeGeneres, I know, was on that list. It was Ellen and, fuck, who was the other canceled celebrity I had on that list? I don't remember now. It was like Ellen or Kevin Spacey. We shot a segment of VHS 94 at my farm. VHS. The horror movie? What's VHS 94? VHS. What else could that initialism be? You ever tried a pie hole? Yeah, I tried one with your mom last night. Swish. Nailed it. No. Yeah, I have a pie hole set up. I have a Raspberry Pi. It's the horror movie, but like, what's the 94 part? I've only seen the original VHS. I've never seen any of the sequels. Boom, roasted. Pie hole. That's what your mother asked for last night, Trebek. It's the third. Wait, there's third. How many VHS movies are there? VHS franchise. I thought there was one, and then I knew that there was like maybe one sequel. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's VHS, VHS 2, VHS Viral, VHS 94, VHS 99, VHS 85, VHS Beyond, VHS Halloween, which comes out this year. Oh my god. What? I thought this was like a one and done movie from like a decade plus ago. I mean, I guess that, to be fair though, I guess that like makes sense with like a found anthology horror series. I'm completely honest that they never made another Trick or Treat. I'm surprised they never, like, all those horror anthology stories, I'm surprised don't take off more instead of just like, you know, the millionth last rites Conjuring nonsense. Like, I'm really surprised there's not more adult focus theme, like adult Are You Afraid of the Dark horror anthologies. I remember the one came out, was it on Netflix? The Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities or Cabinet of Horrors or something like that, maybe? One of those, I love that. A horror anthology gets my blood pumping. I am so erect for them, you know? Trick or Treat came out, I loved it. But like VHS works the same way. It's all just like horror anthology. Yeah. So like, I guess like it makes more sense. I've never, were any of these in theaters beyond maybe the first one? I never saw the first one in theaters, but I didn't know that there were this many. Justin Long is in the one from what? Justin Long is in one? Well, now I have to see the most recent one. VHS Beyond had Justin Long. Mike Flanagan too? What the fuck? Are these good? Are these good? I'm just so glad they didn't make more Kingsman. Such a great one-off. Same, brother. Same. The Kingsman was such a great send-up of James Bond films and the Bourne identities that we needed. And they just never went back to it for a great reason, you know? I mean, Taron Egerton just really knocked it out of the park with that one movie. I mean, you had Mark Hamill, who was amazing. Samuel L. Jackson is one of my favorite movie villains of all time. Like, it just never gets old. Colin Firth, one of the best fight scenes. God, the first Kingsman, the only Kingsman, just went so hard. They would ruin if they put like Channing Tatum as a gay cowboy in it or something, you know? Be crazy weird if they had like a dance fight with like zombie Rasputin or something, you know? Rasputin, if he was Canadian. You didn't like the others? There's more. Samuel L. Valentine's. Yeah, no, the first one was perfect. The second one was just dumb. Was the second one and then the prequel, whatever it was, with the Rasputin? I fucking hated all of them. They were all just so bad, and they all played into the tropes that I thought the first one made fun of beautifully. They completely like wussed out on the ending of one to just make more, and I didn't like it. Didn't care. First Kingsman though, absolute send off. And here's the thing, guys. Oh, guys, I haven't even gotten to anything on my goddamn talking points. So I went to go see a movie last night. Keep talking about all these movies that existed. I went to go see a movie last night that I think came out. No, not Demon Slayer, but there were a bunch of people in cosplay going to see Demon Slayer in cosplay. But I went to go see The Long Walk. Stephen King's oldest book and newest adaptation, starring, I forget his last name, not Johnson, the main guy from Sinners and things like that, right? And Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, I forget his name too. His is easier because he's a Hoffman. I was going in with very low expectations. The Long Walk is one of my favorite Stephen King stories. But here's the thing. I say that, but I don't it's one of those stories that I read a long time ago because I was really into like his short stories and like things like that. I don't remember much other than like the generic story beats. I remember like an occasional thing in story beats. I just remember I liked it because it was awful. And the movie itself, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on. As far as like an adaptation, I felt I liked it. I really, really liked it. I can't imagine the process of the movie of making something that's constantly in motion. Like when you think about making a movie, it's a lot of times stillness. I don't know if that makes sense, but like acting for film as opposed to acting for stage. Here's a little breakdown for you. Acting for stage is about big and bold choices. Makeup is a lot more big and expressive. Usually you have to learn how to speak to project to the back of the audience because microphones and things weren't always common. So it's a lot of techniques to deliver loud, big, boisterous movements, acting so that everybody can understand what's happening when they can't fully see you, right? Film is the complete tonal and just complete opposite. Film is acting with nuance. It is the most real, down-to-earth, neutral. You see every form of defect in your body as you talk while acting for film. It is the most doing nothing performance that you can think of. Great actors do nothing and they excel at it. Like the difference between like a good actor and like a weird actor is that a film actor, you will see them unblinking, not moving a muscle unless they choose to specifically move their shoulder like this much in a scene. And it's repeatable, habitual, like doing less in film reads so much more than doing anything loud. You don't talk loud. You don't gesture loud. You don't do many things at once. Typically with film in one take, people typically tend to do and choose one thing, whether it's a specifically scripted blink, it's a specifically scripted hand gesture or look away, but things are down to the science because the frame is capturing so much detail without you wanting it to, right? So with all that being said, film is about small choices, about stillness, about capturing that moment. Having a film constantly be in motion, I think, has to have been one of the hardest filmmaking challenges. And that's like something that I was just thinking about of like, because the whole movie centers around people not being able to fucking move. There's no stillness other than when something bad happens, right? And yeah, I was just technically impressed by a movie that is constantly in motion. And that sounds like a weird critique, but with that being said, acting while walking is not something typically found in a lot of things. There's marking and blocking, but usually there's a lot of, framing devices where when someone moves, the camera's signals to be cut. There's a lot of filmmaking techniques with movement. So having the main action be consisting of constant movement and like dolly scenes and wheels, it just the movement of it is fascinating. It's the same reason I'm fascinated with a movie like Mad Max and Fury Road, right? Mad Max Fury Road, A+, 10 out of 10, perfect movie, no notes. And the filming of it, like the absence of stillness to emphasize when stillness happens only goes to show that a film being entirely in motion is so much more technically complicated than anything else I can even think of. And so, yeah, just watching it, even though it was like walking, right? The film is constantly moving and there's just this ever presence of tension and dread. I will say, if you are looking forward to it, it's fun. I say fun because it's a child murder movie. But like they do not shy away from any sort of gore. You see things I didn't want to see. There was things in films that like don't need to watch that. Like multiple scenes of, I would turn away not from gore, just from other bodily fluids and grossness. They show a lot. It is gory. It is graphic. It is a very intense film. That was a lot of fun. I, as someone who has read the story, who knows everything that will happen, it still was captivating. It gripped, it clapped, and yes, it fart. I've watched Fury Road like 20 times this summer. I've been obsessed. Fury Road has been, in my opinion, like the best action movie of the 2000s modern era. It is a literal perfect movie. It is a perfect movie. As far as action goes, it's a perfect movie. It's so fucking good. It's so good. Everything about it's perfect. Never seen Furiosa. I'm the problem with it. I went to the Nicolas Cage School of Acting. How did we get burned? Do I just watch Fall Guy? That film is octane all the time. Well, that's why Nicolas Cage is heralded as that kind of performer, because he is captivating going big. Most times when you see someone going big in film, it does not read. Like, that's why, like, we laugh at bad movies and shitty movies with large reactions and bad... When you look at bad acting and good acting, typically it's just unbelievable choices and someone acting. Nicolas Cage has that ability to go batshit insane while remaining true to a character. That's why it works for them, you know? That's why Nicolas Cage is known for that, because not just any person can go on camera screaming about anything and have it be even remotely entertaining. It doesn't look good on film. It never works on film. Some people got it. The jogging diarrhea sequence was a bit much. Yeah, that was what I was talking about. I just didn't want to actually say jogging diarrhea. Yeah, I didn't watch that whole part. My head was turned. I didn't want to see it. No, thank you. I'm good. But yeah, The Long Walk, it was fun. Is it a movie you would need to see in the theaters? I'm an advocate of seeing everything in the theater. I think it makes everything fun. I don't know. If you're like me and you have a pass, it definitely is worth a trip to the theater. if this is your one excuse to go out to the movies this month, like, you know, you can do one. Maybe it's not it. Maybe it's not the one. I'm saving that reservation. I believe Him comes out next week. I am so excited for Him. I'm so excited for Him. That comes out, I think, next Friday. That's my pick of the month going into it of excitement. I'm so excited for it. Was Weapons last month. It is Him this month is what I'm so excited for. Boominati and Feminine Incel. Thank you for the follows, homies. On Taser Zach.
Ad break.
Thank you for the follows as well. This isn't, I didn't do that on purpose. I run a 3-minute ad break to turn off pre-roll and mid-roll ads for 1 hour. Please consider subscribing, blah, blah, blah. Weapons was amazing. Weapons was so much fun. It's hard to believe that was already like a month ago. I cried during Pig. Pig I saw in theaters again. It was so good. I wasn't expecting Pig to get into the emotional stakes of working in the service industry, but goddamn if that movie wasn't as hard-hitting as I wasn't expecting it to be. Nicolas Cage in a bare bones cook, chef, fight club. It doesn't ever stop being what the fuck am I watching, and it's so good. And it's so good. I love Pig. It was Nicolas Cage had like back-to-back Mandy and Pig, right? Wasn't it like Mandy and Pig? It's crazy watching Zach Krieger evolve from Whitest Kids. Timothy, what have you done? I saw Interstellar at the theater. Next week, we get to see our city's Philharmonic perform the soundtrack in a church with our city's largest organ. That sounds sick. That sounds fucking sick, dude. My top Nicky Cage recommendation is Con Air. I mean, Con Air is a great movie from like everyone. Yeah, Con Air goes hard, dude. Con Air goes hard, dude. Just do it happier with your mouth more open. I noticed that he's lost a lot of fun. Dude, I love Whitest Kids. I love it. I just saw that. Nope. We're in St. Augustine. We just saw an armadillo. Why is that word so hard to say for me right now? We're in St. Augustine. A fucking armadillo came up to me while I was smoking. Armadillos are so weird. Armadillos are so weird. Does anyone else? Armadillos are so weird. Am I right? Am I truing? Does it just me? I saw Psycho with the orchestra string section accompanying. It was great. I love Tron Legacy. Best Daft Punk album? No. Best Daft Punk album is Discovery. The end. The end. Discovery is number 1. Homework is up there. Random Access Memories is Discovery, then Homework, then Tron Legacy, then Random Access Memories. That's my order. Discovery is peak pinnacle Daft Punk. Never seen a live armadillo. I think I've only ever seen one in a zoo. I think I've only ever seen an armadillo in a zoo. Pangolins are even cooler. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a pangolin. I think I saw one in an Australian zoo. Because pangolins aren't native to the US at all. Are they? I don't think they are. I've seen a pangolin. I think they were in... I think they were in Australia? Platypus, I refuse to believe they exist. I saw one platypus, too. In a zoo. I've only ever seen a platypus in a zoo. They're like a medieval cosplay opossum. This dude just walked on and over and I ran. Yeah, fuck that. I'd be like, is that thing poisonous? Armadillos look more like dinosaurs in picture books than birds do. Went to a zoo once and only had one animal, and it was a Shih Tzu. But what animal did it have? Texas Highway Roadkill Armadillo is a good Motorhead cover band name, just saying. Texas Highway Roadkill Armadillo, I think, is an entire folder in the Texas Highway Patrol. The last thing I expected. Yeah, I don't even think I've ever seen I feel like when I hear armadillo, it's like the deserts of the South, like the southwestern deserts. Armadillo. Armadillo. It was a shit zoo. How long have you been waiting for me to talk about a zoo to drop that banger? How long has that one been in your deep pocket, Tater Tot? Tons of them in Misery? Really? Really? Misery has armadillos? What?
Lonely Mountain.
What states have armadillos? Because if they're in St. Louis, that means that there's a non-zero chance they could be in Illinois. There's armadillos in Illinois? There's armadillos in Southern Illinois. Huh? Like, I knew it was in the southern states. Yeah, and in Florida. Huh. Yeah, when I think of an armadillo, it's like the deserts. What? Potential range. Current range. Well, I got news for you. Oh, yeah, their current range. Oh, this is 1990. This is the 1996 map. Oh, they're all over the place. There's, yeah, like even in California, I would think too, but like, I think armadillos carry leprosy. Again, I've never seen one. I've never had to know that. Why would anyone know that? I mean, I guess if you're around armadillos have leprosy. Leprosy is the last thing that we need. There's like the plague is back right now, isn't it? Didn't the Black Plague come back? Isn't humanity getting bubonic again? Armadillos are thought to have acquired leprosy from humans long ago. Hate to know how that happened. Armadillos can become infected when they come in contact with the bacteria. Yeah, okay. So, up to 15% of armadillos in certain areas of the United States carry leprosy. Okay. Oh, yeah, so that won't happen with anyone. Eating armadillo meat that's properly cooked does not pose a risk of leprosy. Yeah, we're fine, guys. We're fine. Do you frequent deserts at night? Yeah, and? What's it to you? So what if I do? Tell you what, there isn't any armadillos northeast. Nope. Why would armadillos carry leopard seeds? Those are dangerous animals and don't think they grow from seeds. You don't know what they are then, and it shows. Do you frequent deserts at night? Dillos aren't real. I agree. Armadillos in Georgia. Don't knock Booty's late night scorpion hunting. Yeah, you don't know what I do. When I'm off the clock, you don't get to ask me about what I'm doing on my on-clock activities. I have chitinous plates. Can you milk me, Greg? First time for everything. Armadillos in Georgia. They were cute and weird. 15% of each armadillo has leprosy. Yeah. Not the total population. Just 15% of the armadillo is leprosy. You just have to scrape it off with a spoon. Why do I say the things I say? What is a dillo? Like what those freaks related to? Yes. Do dillos have cloacas? Probably, because are they technically what are they? Are they a marsupial? What is their classification? Are they a marsupial or are they a rodent? I feel like they're probably a rodent. It's a mammal. No, it's a mammal? Oh shit, it does have nipples. You can milk an armadillo. They're mammals? I guess I never realized. Where's a hair on an armadillo? Where does it have hair? Ew! Oh my god, it does have hair. Huh. They're mammals? I guess I forgot that it was a mammal. I mean, I guess I knew it was a mammal, because, like... Well, So you can make, armadillo cheese. Where are my Texas homies at? The armadillo's the state species of Texas, isn't it? Isn't an armadillo the Texas state animal? Is there like you could get like roux jerky and things. Can you get like armadillo milk? Where do vegans stand on armadillo milk lattes? Yeah, where? Well, it ain't a fish. Armadillos, I don't want to search. Armadillos have what do they have for genitals? Do they have a cloaca? Is there an armadillo penis? No, armadillos do not have a cloaca. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, the small group of mammals that do have a cloaca are the platypus and the echidna. All right. Well, there we go. There we go. And although they lack a cloaca, armadillos do have anal glands. All right. Answered all your questions. You could put your hands down. I know you all were wondering, well, if they don't have a cloaca, what about their anal glands? Well, I got you. Don't worry. Knuckles milk? You could milk Knuckles. That's right. Prehensile? I don't think an armadillo penis can grab anything. They got ding-dongs. Armadillos. Armadillos. Particularly the 9-banded armadillo. Have a relatively large genitalia in proportion to their body size, with their penis measuring 30 to 60% of their total body length. Damn, I'm part armadillo, huh? All right. They don't tell you that on the 23andMe. You too, Fitzy. You too. Wow. Wow. A lot of armadillo. Who's an armadillo in chat, apparently, huh? Who's an armadillo in chat? Damn. Should I change our category to science? We're just spitting facts right now, I guess. Big sheesh. Big sheesh on the horizon. Just the leprosy part. Oh, you have the 15% leprosy? Yeah, that's just bad breeding. It's all balls though. Yeah, funny thing about my 30% penis, it's actually on my balls. Just one ball, actually. I got one normal ball. Next episode of Parking Lot Science. Just bringing a bunch of animals and seeing if they have cloacas. That sounds like good science to me. Chat, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to go pee. I'm going to get a fresh bevy as well. Who's hung like an armadillo? Let's everyone go drain your armadillos right now. I'm going to leave the music going. I'm going to put up our BRB and mute for a sec. I'm going to go to the bathroom, but you're not missing anything. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you. I hope y'all are having a good Saturday. There's a lot of places to be on Saturdays, but you're here stuck with me, so thank you very much for being here. I appreciate y'all. Go get a drink. Go put on some comfy. We'll be back in just a bit. Oh. Oh.